Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from The Hill that was published on October 6th. It was written by Raphael Bernal. ICE director signals at-large arrests over new California sanctuary law. Well, honestly, I say good. I got no problems with that. The country's top immigration cop said Friday his agents will have no choice but to conduct workplace and neighborhood immigration raids in light of California's new sanctuary law. Fine by me. Perfectly good. If they're here illegally and they get picked up in something like this, not my problem. It's their problem. They shouldn't have come here illegally in the first place. I mean, I don't want to sound cold. I don't want to sound like an asshole. But the bottom line is we got to worry about Americans first. And with what small amount illegals put into, say, the tax system, they take out a hell of a lot more than they put in. And that money should be going to Americans, you know, first and foremost. So I have no sympathy. That's all I got to say on that note, because I don't care. I mean, yes, I feel bad for them, but bottom line is I feel worse for Americans who are going without, so that those people can have preferential treatment. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Acting Director Thomas Homan said in a statement Friday that California Governor Jerry Brown's decision to sign the law, SB 54, would undermine public safety and hinder ICE from performing its federally mandated mission. Exactly. That's exactly what it's going to do, and that was very well said. Because if you're going to have the police not reporting illegals that they're picking up for committing crimes, there's a problem there. To put it bluntly, there's a big fucking problem there. Because you're going to end up with these people getting picked up for crimes. You're going to have a situation where they keep getting picked up. It's going to be a revolving door, and they're just going to think that they can get away with something worse and worse and worse after each time. And that's what's going to end up happening. Okay? So you're going to end up seeing illegals go and go from doing petty crime all the way up to like big league type stuff. And they're going to escalate. Mark my words, that's what's traditionally happened. That's what will happen with this situation. Under California's new law, state and local police will have major restrictions in how and when they can collaborate with federal agents on immigration investigations and arrests, which is kind of complete bullshit, because they should be enforcing both, you know, local, state, and even federal law. That's kind of what they're there to do. One notable provision in the law is it prohibits so-called immigration holds, requests from ICE to local authorities to hold a prisoner or a detainee longer than the constitutionally mandated period. Wrong. That's a complete lie, you freaking little shitbag, Raphael. Because the holds are for 72 hours. They can hold you for 72 hours without charging you. Okay? This is about you wanting a revolving door. You're a lying shit. Okay? It's literally a 48 to 72 hour hold. Okay? Just enough time for immigrations and customs to come pick them up. Which, by the way, they've committed a crime. The federal government says that they want them held. So guess what? This constitutionally mandated shit you're talking about, they are being picked up for a crime. They are allowed to be detained at that point, besides that fact. Opponents say a hold, also known as a detainer, constitutes a violation of a detainee's constitutional rights, and their enforcement puts local authorities at risk of liability. Bullshit. Because illegals have very limited, they shouldn't even have constitutional rights the way the Founding Fathers intended it. Okay? Constitutional rights were intended for citizens. Okay? For Americans. That was their original intent. And okay, fine. Extend them to people who come here legally. Okay, I got no problems with that. That's what the Founding Fathers actually intended too. Was people here legally would have limited constitutional rights until they became a citizen. Like certain rights, you know, are guaranteed to citizens. they all technically are, but they understood that freedom of speech and things like that for people who are here legally are a necessity. Now, people here illegally, honestly, you really shouldn't have shit for fucking rights. No offense, okay? Due process, alright. Which, that's what they were trying to do, was due process to deport you, and that's what California don't like. But yet, they don't want to, Raphael here don't want to talk about that fact. Supporters, chief among them, Holman and Attorney General Jeff Sessions, say detainers are necessary so arrests of dangerous immigrants can be made in the confines of jails and prisons. Exactly. They are wanted for a crime. They are being placed under arrest. This is not about constitutionality, okay? Their detainment is because they are criminals. But yet, I'm going to slant and twist things to try to portray it as a totally different situation. ICE will have no choice but to conduct at-large arrests in local neighborhoods and at work sites, which will inevitably result in additional collateral arrests instead of focusing on arrests at jails and prisons where transfers are safer for ICE officers and the community, Holman warned. And he's dead on balls accurate with that. Because you're going to end up having, when they go to do these mass raids, which is part of that, okay? You're going to have people that don't want to go back, that haven't been disarmed, that are going to put up a fight, and there's going to be people injured and or killed, and odds are it's probably going to be ICE that's going to see that happen. It's not going to be the immigrants, it's going to be ICE. Still, California's new law allows for ICE agents to interview and arrest detainees in local facilities as long as they have a judicial warrant and keep them with due process protections in the Constitution. See, I love how they keep trying to portray this like different than what it is. Raphael, you're a dishonest little shit. You really are, buddy. See, the thing is, they're being charged with a crime, all right? ICE is going to be charging them. So they're asking that these criminals be detained. This happens all the time. This happens with people being detained across state lines. This is no different. Yet, there's no constitutionality issue with people like you, Raphael, when this happens to Americans. But when it happens to a fucking illegal, oh, your panties getting a bunch because you're a little bitch. And you probably have, with the name that you do, you probably have a bunch of illegals that are family members. I wouldn't doubt it, dude. Because besides being clearly a leftist, it seems like you have a horse in this race, motherfucker. It really does. You're disgusting. Because you don't have a problem with this happening to Americans being detained, you know, asking for a hold when someone's arrested. You don't have a problem with that. I mean, if, say, I get stopped in New Mexico and I have a warrant for my arrest, or not even, you know, I'm a suspect, a person of interest. They can detain me while the other municipality that has that situation of, say, I'm a person of interest, comes to go and collect me. That's not unconstitutional. It's no different. You sleazy little fuck. Hoffman and others in the Trump administration have long argued that judicial warrants are unviable in immigration enforcement, that detainers are legally defensible, which they are, because there are detainers all the time. If someone's a person of interest, they can issue a detainer, and the community that gets the detainer will hold them for that other police department. That's no different. This is fucking ridiculous. You people on the left are so sleazy. It's not even funny. Hoffman also warned that under SB 54, ICE would likely have to detain individuals arrested in California in detention facilities outside of the state, far away from any family they may have in California. Yeah, exactly. That's another issue. But see, California doesn't give a shit. See, California wants to run themselves into the ground. Okay, this illegal situation is in large part why California is beyond fucked financially. They don't want to admit that. But that's why. And what's even scarier is the leftist little fuckers who created that situation don't want to deal with the taxes, don't want to deal with all the shit that they created, so they're moving to fucking Texas, and they're creating the same exact fucking situation there. So, this is some fucked up shit. California, you're running yourselves into the ground. I wish we could just tell you to go, because you're dragging the rest of the country down with you. Ultimately, SB 54 helps shield removable aliens from immigration enforcement and creates another magnet for more illegal immigration, all at the expense of the safety and security of the very people it purports to protect, Holman said. Dead on. He is 100% dead on accurate. Because it does shield the removal of these illegals. Okay? From the federal government doing it. It's more than a magnet. Okay? This is more like the black hole. Okay, for more illegal immigration. And what I mean by that is the force of the gravity well. All right, it's going to pull the illegals there. Like there's a black hole drawing them in. It's that simple. And this is literally going to affect the safety and the security of the people of California, like the actual residents, okay, Americans. And it's also going to do the same thing for these illegals, because these illegals, all right, even if they've got this sanctuary state bullshit amnesty, they're not going to call the cops when they're being strong-armed or anything like that. Okay, they're not going to report crime, so it's not going to help them. But pro-immigrant activists said the law was necessary to protect against what they view as excessive enforcement measures. Excessive enforcement measures? You mean the actual enforcement of the law to the letter? Because that is what we're talking about here. I love how you're trying to twist that into overstepping power as in abuse. No. That's not what it is. It's actual enforcement of the law. The laws weren't really enforced. They haven't been for a long time, really. Because Baby Bush, fucking globalist. Bill Clinton, fucking globalist. Okay, Obama, globalist puppet with a hand up his ass. Alright? So for all these years, we've just had these people fucking coming in. Longer than that. Okay? This is fucking ridiculous. So, now that we're actually enforcing the law, oh no, that's excessive enforcement. No, it's actual enforcement. Go fuck yourself. The California Values Act is a stinging rebuke to the nativism of President Trump and his drive to deport millions, said Frank Shari, executive director of America's Voice Education Fund. Huh. Dude, you're a fucking moron. Wow, my language started out clean and now it's really gone into the toilet. Dude, you are a moron. Okay? Because you're saying nativism. You mean nationalism. There are many types of nationalism. You don't want to say nationalism because nationalism sounds... Because you can have civic nationalism, which is what most of these nationalists in the country want, which is red, brown, black, blue, polka dot, fuchsia, paisley, plaid, whatever the hell you are, okay? As long as you have the values of America, okay, and you want a strong country, okay? If you come here And you feel that same way. That's what civic nationalism is all about. Okay, we like those people. We don't like the people that come here, okay, and go, America fucking sucks, hold up a La Raza sign, okay, and talk about literally stealing the American Southwest and giving it to Mexico, all right, which is what these La Raza fucks talk about, is literally taking American Southwest from the United States, which was won in a war and signed over in treaty. They want to give it back to Mexico. It's like, no, fuck you. You guys lost. You don't like the fact that you lost. Okay, yet you're coming here because this country's better. Yet you want to turn it into the third world shithole you came from. I mean, this is the type of shit that they're trying, that nationalists don't like. But yet, you try to make it sound like we're all racist and shit. It's not about race. It's not about ethnicity. It's about what's best for the country and Americans first. Trump and Sessions are determined to bully state and local jurisdictions into turning immigrants over to ICE, even though it diverts law enforcement from protecting the public. With this and other steps, California is declaring that it wants no part in aiding and abetting Trump's deportation force, he added. I love how this fucking weasel Raphael ends with that fucking quote. Let's look at this quote again, because he's saying Trump and Sessions are determined to bully the states. No, they're not determined to bully the states. All they're saying is these are the laws, we want to enforce them. Nothing more, nothing less. That's not bullying. Saying you're breaking the law and we need to change that, we need to enforce the law, is not bullying. Okay? Not wanting to enforce said laws, like California, is acting like a petulant child. Okay? California is filled with petulant children. Anyone who has a semblance of maturity would look at this and say, yeah, dude, you're full of fucking shit. They're just trying to get them to enforce the laws. I mean, it's that simple. And what California's doing is not declaring that they want no part. They're throwing a temper tantrum. Okay? They're literally going, I won't do it now. Oh, you can't make me. That's what they're fucking doing. They're acting like children. And Daddy Trump, because he's the one acting like a parent, they're not liking that he's acting like a parent. Act like adults and he won't parent you. It's that simple. Okay? He talks to these leftists, okay, not like, say, a nurturing parent would, but a parent who's sick of the shit, yeah, it's going to point out your faults. It's going to say, look, fuck you, this is stupid shit. He's done that. You don't like it. Same situation here. And I fucking hope ICE goes through fucking neighborhoods, okay, and cleans them the fuck out, because you brought that on yourselves in California by doing that. You really did. What did you expect him to do? Did you expect him to just roll over and take your fucking shit? The reason why he got elected is we're all sick of rolling over and taking your fucking shit. We're not going to do it, and we're going to make sure he don't do it. Get a fucking clue. Anyway, I think I've covered this story well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.